The trail of the 3rd Army and the 19th Tactical Air Command of the 8th Air Force is marked by more than 40,000 white crosses. 40,000 dead Americans.
We were young and soldiers called to dedicate our lives in the name of God and country. Do what's just, boys. Go do what's right. A hot band of brothers waiting on our chance to add one more page unto the victory dance. Here am I, Lord, send me, send me. Victory lies in the spirit of the lives of the men who died for me.
Then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, "Whom shall I send? And who will go for us?" And I said, "Here am I. Send me."
This is Michael Broderick, Marine Corps veteran, actor, and Gallant Few board member. You are listening to the New American Veteran on Vets on Media. Now here's Carl Monger.
Hey, this is Carl Monger. Thanks for tuning in to Gallant Fuse, the New American Veteran, featured through vetsonmedia.com. Today, we're going to feature a pre-recorded interview with 2nd Ranger Battalion veteran Zach Carter. Zach is building a custom motorcycle, and he is hoping to raise money for the veteran nonprofit One Pet, One Vet.
Second Ranger Battalion out of Fort Lewis, Charlie Company.
How long ago?
It was 98 to 2002.
98 to 02. So you squeaked into the start of the war, and then what'd you do when you got out?
When I got out, pretty much anything and everything. Just trying to find my niche in life.
So can you tell me a little more about that?
Well, I got out, did security at various places, bar backed. I was a lead cook, roofing superintendent. I've kind of dabbled in a whole lot of different areas, custom paint and body work down in Texas, which kind of grew into my love for motorcycles.
Gotcha. So as you were pinging around between some of those different things, and you may have some going on at the same time, were you just kind of trying to get a feel for what you wanted to do, or I mean, what?
Yeah, and I believe I still am. I mean, I've found that motorcycles have done well to calm me down. They've brought both my dad and I closer. He's a retired lieutenant colonel from the Marine Corps. Gives us that father-son time to actually bond and just spend a few minutes a week together.
So when you settled in, you said down in Texas, and you started working on the customization stuff. Tell me a little about that.
I kind of just was looking for a new job, and a buddy of mine owned the business, so I jumped in with him, and we started with repairing cracks and stuff on boats and wave runners, and it grew into doing custom paint jobs on cars, custom fiberglass body kits, stuff like that.
How many, do you have an idea how many cars you've worked on? Do you have kind of a rough count in your head?
Personally, probably only, I'd say 10 or 15.
Mm-hmm. Well, how about one of the jobs you did that stands out most in your head? Talk a little bit about that.
One of the jobs that stands out most in my head, I was a salesman for AC Delco. I was a battery guy. Never wanted to be a salesman, but I do pretty good at talking to people and finding a similar bond or some sort of relation with them. I love talking to people, love watching people, love interacting, and that was by far one of my favorite jobs.
Did you do that in Texas, or did you do that up in Washington?
That was a job. That was actually the first job I had up here in 2004 till 2007.
So you've got a project that's ongoing right now.
Yes, sir.
Tell me a little. What do you have going on here? What's this bike you're building?
Well, after being a part of Prisoner of War with you and a couple of the other Rangers that came here into town, and learning about their foundations and their businesses and what they're doing to give back, it kind of sparked a desire for me to give back in one form or fashion. And for me, I'm good at building bikes. I'm self-taught. I love doing it. I built a man cave around motorcycles, and I have 13 bikes, way too many for what I can work on at the time with my financial situation. But you can't pass up a good deal. You can work on it later. Maybe a buddy needs a bike. I got a bike he can work on, build, and we can spend time together. But the bike itself is to try and raise awareness for One Pet, One Vet. I want to do something to give back to them and support their cause. And I think if we could raise about $5,500, we can build an amazing machine and try and auction it off and send all the proceeds their way to help another dog, help another vet.
Is this going to be a bike that has a theme like a One Pet, One Vet type theme, or is it just going to be like a really cool street bike?
We're turning it into a cafe racer. That's going to be the end all outcome of this bike.
An uneducated motorcycle guy like me, what is a cafe racer?
It is a crotch rocket or a street bike without all the plastic and body panels and stuff like that, as bare as you can go.
Nice. And so tell me about One Pet, One Vet. What was it that attracted you to what they do that made you want to do this?
Honestly, the saving of the dogs, probably about 3.5 years ago. Excuse me, it's pretty hot here. about 3 years ago, I rescued my dog from a local pound, and she has absolutely worked wonders on me with my patience and my ability to get out and socialize more with people. And you know, she's always there to listen to my problems, never complains about anything. And seeing what One Pet, One Vet was doing by saving the life of a dog that's about to be euthanized, train it up as a service dog, and link it up with a veteran that needs that companionship, it definitely it hit home, and it definitely made me want to see what I could do to try and help their cause.
Joe and Crunch Time came through here as they were doing their Operation Keep Your Spanky cross-country trip. And
yep, I followed it all the whole time.
what a great name for a rescue dog, Crunch Time, because Joe
Right.
that he was next in line to be put down when Joe got there. And man, what a great, that dog is just awesome. When he was on the set at Prisoner of War with us, and it's funny because I posted a couple of pictures and people were asking, you know, or complimenting me on my new dog. And no, it wasn't my dog. He's like that with everybody.
Yes, sir. Yeah, amazing dog. That was one of my favorite parts of being on the set was you felt like part of the family instantly. I'd never met any of those other Rangers, and it was like meeting a brother for the first time that you've known your whole life. So it was.
Let's talk about that. And you know, originally when you sent me the request on Facebook, I didn't know who you were because of the name of the Facebook page. So I was trying to figure that out earlier.
Yes, sir.
And the movie Prisoner of War, we'll segue a little bit over into that, and then let's go back to the motorcycle. And we're going to try and have you go back inside your shop. We were getting a lot of pixelation and some warbling that was going on earlier when you were in there, but I'd like people to be able to see, if you don't mind, to see what the inside of your shop.
No.
But yeah, so
absolutely.
So talk real quick about your experience with Prisoner of War, the movie, and what role did you play there, if you care to share that.
Well, my role was I was pretty much one of the hooded characters holding down Josh Kelly throughout the movie as he's being interrogated, and just being. I'm sorry.
Have you seen the poster for the movie? I'm going to clip it in, and when I put this,
I did.
Yeah, man, what a powerful! Just the imagery on the poster is amazing.
It was, yeah. I instantly shot Marty a message and told him that I'd really like a signed copy of that. That's definitely something I'd like to keep. I still have the actual what do you call it, the playlist or script from the movie, and all y'all's business cards, and I hold that close to me because that was an amazing experience to be part of their story and be able to help them out and really showing the rest of our communities what exactly a veteran or soldier is possibly going through with his PTSD and how.
That's going to be, when it's released and everybody sees the full story, I think it's going to spark a lot of a very intense discussion. Bounce back to what you said.
Yes, sir.
You said it was brothers that you'd never met, but you knew your whole life, or something like. What was it that you said there?
Yes, sir. Brothers I've never met. You know, it felt like I'd known them my entire life, and I only got to spend 3 days with them, and it was definitely a humbling experience. And yeah, the brotherhood, especially through the Ranger Regiment, has been amazing over the years, even after I got out. And again, like this movie, being able to meet somebody from another era, from another battalion, and actually automatically have that bond, because we all had the same feelings, we all had the same training, all the good buddies, the times that we spent with each other, and you just built that camaraderie with each other, and that was just amazing. It was a good feeling. That's what sparked this desire to build this bike.
I got to talk a little about the camaraderie part, because, and you may have heard me say this before, I'd probably say it until people get sick and tired of hearing me say it, but in a grand scale, you talk about a special operations unit, there's really only there's only 3 ways that you leave that unit honorably. And one is you get really old and retire, and everybody knows you can't stay in the Army for 150 years. you compete for and get selected for another unit, or you have a catastrophic injury. If you just decide, I'm gonna head out, I'm gonna go to school, or I'm gonna be a dad, or physically I can't do the things that I used to be able to do anymore, and so I know my body's not going to take this, or maybe you're going through a med board process that's humiliating because it's a traumatic brain injury and it's affecting your balance, coordination, or maybe your memory, but outwardly you look fine. When those guys leave active duty, and I am seeing this constantly, they leave with a sense of shame, and they don't want to talk about being a Ranger because they're embarrassed at the way their service ended. And
yes, sir,
they will avoid our community on the other side of that to the detriment of the rest of their life, because they think that one little thing that happened at the very end of their service in the battalion is that defines their entire being. And that's not the case. And for some of those guys, they didn't get their Ranger tab, and so they couldn't stay in the battalion. They couldn't take a leadership position, and so they moved on out. But that process as they leave, it's humiliating, and it's something that your service in a unit like a Ranger battalion should accelerate you into the rest of your life, and not be the defining moment that you'll never be as good as that again. And that's the message that we're trying to get across. And hopefully a lot of people will hear this today and understand what I'm saying. And it's guys like you and I that have been out for a while, and now we can look back and we can see that. We can see that we went through that, and we can tell somebody, don't go through this, because it holds you back from being able to potentially achieve more than otherwise you'd be able to. Okay, I'll get off my soapbox now.
Yeah. It's all about learning from your mistakes, right? You got to move past all of that and take from the positive experiences and grow as a person. And that's what I try and do every day. I try and see the positive in life and just work as hard as I possibly can to be somewhat successful, but at the same time, more importantly, happy. I just want to be happy in life.
Yeah, and one way that you find happiness in life is by having a purpose. And having a purpose, when you're talking about building a bike for One Pet, One Vet, I mean, you set a goal, you set a purpose, and that's a great example of kind of a short-term, I'm going to make a difference right now, and this is how I'm going to do it. And, folks out there can come on and help me or not, but one way or the other, it's still going to get done. And that's a great example of defining a purpose and going for it. You still with me?
Absolutely. And I hope that by me doing this sparks more interest from others. Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, gotcha. Had a little bit of a delay going on.
So yeah, I hope that this will spark interest for other people to try and give back and do what they can as well.
I got your picture flashing on and off right now, like it's not a good signal's not coming through, but I got the audio okay. Do you have any bikes or anything outside that are not in the shop? You can kind of show us on your camera what you're doing there. Now I think I lost your picture altogether.
Yes, sir. Give me one. Can you see me now?
Nope, I just got the little blue. Oh, there we go. Now you're back.
There we go. So I'll just walk you by sitting outside that I've purchased. This first one here is a 1980 XS 1100. I've got a passion for the 85 and older Japanese bikes. They're just so much easier for a self-taught person to work on. The next one itself is also a Yamaha 1980 XJ650, excuse me. And then I'll walk you back over here to my pride and joy that the guys from Super Rat gave me. There is a 1972 Yamaha 100.
Very nice. What year was that?
This is a 1972.
It's in pretty good shape.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's been sitting in their storage up in their shop for probably 5 or 6 years, and I just, no shop, hang around there trying to learn what I can from these amazing bike builders. They themselves just got done with a documentary called Out of Nothing, and they build their own bikes, go to the salt flats, and set world records on them. To learn from then guys like that.
Nice. You got to give a shout out too for your shirt. I saw a Pew Professional shirt there.
Oh yeah, this would be one of many Article 15 shirts that I wear. I got to support the Rangers, obviously, and I don't exactly like wearing what everybody else does around here. I don't like going to malls. It's not really my thing. So I buy a lot from Article 15 and Grunt Style and a couple of those other 11 Bravo, Ranger Up. Try and spread the money in the veteran community and keep those businesses flourishing as much as possible.
We love all of those guys, and we work with them on a variety of different events, and just things that have gone on with nomadic veterans and stuff that's coming up in the future.
Amazing video.
Yeah, they're just the one of the things that was really nice is the Article 15 guys did a challenge here not too long ago, and it was just after the nomadic veterans, and they did a challenge to see if they could raise some money, and I can't remember which one of them got tased. Matt had to shave his beard.
Yeah, Rocco got tased, I believe.
Rocco did, yeah, and got tased in the crotch too, if I remember right from watching the video.
It's so horrible.
Those guys are hilarious.
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Can you show us the inside of your shop now? You get the
Yeah, I got the door open. We got the bike sitting there in the middle. Last night we got all of the wiring harness off, all the lights. Today we are draining the motor, pulling the front and rear end off, and removing the motor out so that we can take the frame down, weld in a hoop kit for the cafe seat, and start sanding it down and prepping it for paint.
So you said earlier you need to raise like $5,500 so that you can build this thing. How are you raising the money?
Currently, I'm doing a GoFundMe account, and I've also set up a Facebook page just for the charity bike build.
The Facebook page has a link to the GoFundMe page?
Yes, sir, it does.
Okay.
And I'm posting progress photos and fixing to start doing videos as we progress along with the build.
It's all spun up and on the air tomorrow afternoon. Hopefully I'll be able to get that done in the morning. So
awesome.
I'll give you a heads up when it goes, and maybe you'll see a little bit of a pop in some of the donations coming in.
I appreciate any sort of help that we can get. It's going to get built one way or another. I was just hoping that we could get the community out there to give us a hand and do what we can for one pet, one vet, and make this the best bike build they can get. And from a garage builder like myself, along with all the assistance that I'm getting. So I think it's going to be a good thing, and it will turn out great.
And it's going to bring more awareness to One Pet, One Vet.
Absolutely. After setting up that Facebook page, I'm kind of worried because I've got 4 times the amount of friends on the charity page than I have myself. But that's okay. That's what it's about, is getting it out there and just trying to get everybody aware of what we're doing and who they are and what they're doing for our community.
Well, brother, thanks for what you're doing. I appreciate you doing this quick interview. So, hopefully,
thanks again, Carl.
Make an impact for Joe and One Pet, One Vet. Maybe it'll be a whole bunch of vets and a whole bunch of pets.
Awesome. I really appreciate your time, sir.
All right. Thank you. Take care.
All right, buddy. Take care.
So that's it for today's The New American Veteran. Please tune in to vetsonmedia.com. Look for the great content they have there with other veteran-oriented or veteran-directed broadcasts. Thanks for tuning in. God bless. Thank you for listening to Gallant Fuse, The New American Veteran. Special thanks to Michael Broderick, Kenny Thomas, Tim Abel, Jim O'Farrell, and Madison Rising for permission to use their audio recordings on this broadcast. That rendition of Taps is a public domain recording created by a soldier or employee of the United States government and as such is not subject to copyright protection. This has been a production of Gallant Fuse, the New American Veteran, a proud member of the Vets on Media Global Network, all rights reserved. Learn more at www.gallantfew.org.